So check out all the necklaces and brooches that I got at the flea market. Excited to show you by the piece what we got. Right, so I got 6 trays of necklaces, brooches, a little bit of earrings, some bracelets, some nice pieces, and most of it was glass beaded, and I do have some acrylic and maybe a couple little stone pieces. So I'm excited to show you. Let's start up here, which this red one is coral. As you can see closely, the little black marks, the ends are kind of rough. It was cut off the coral branches, and a chip beaded with some knots in between to hold it together. It's a layered necklace, very nice. This next one is an acrylic piece, but it's a lovely flowered, I almost compare it to Tutti Frutti. Actually, these leaves might be glass. I think they're acrylic. And then it has a fold-over clasp that kind of is a little bit of a sign that it is older. Not always. They still use fold-over clasps today. Then we have a mother of pearl branch necklace. This one's a little bit newer. It does have a lobster claw clasp on it. And we have a brown beaded. This one's acrylic as well, but it has this lovely box clasp on it. It is not marked, but it's still a lovely clasp. You can tell it's older by the gold caps on here. Nice piece. And we have a Japan layered one. It has some pretty crackle beads in it. This one is a Lea Sophia, full of glass beads, and layered on half of it. Has a lobster claw clasp and the Lea Sophia tag on there. And check this one out. It's a chunky cross. That's a very interesting piece. And it looks like 1928 by the pattern on the back. Nice piece. No missing rhinestones, little turquoise accents, long chain. Does not have a clasp. And then we have a purple glass beaded chip bead layered necklace, but it is newer. If I can find the clasp, it is a lobster claw clasp, which is behind there. And I found this, which is supposed to be sterling. It's labeled sterling on the top of the clasp, but I love puffy hearts. They sell well for me. And I knew it wasn't sterling. You can just kind of tell by the metal, but the guy insisted that it was and wanted to charge me $15 for it. And I told him, no, I don't believe it's sterling. And he goes, oh, yes, it is. And I said, do you have a magnet? And he found one, and it's magnetic, so it's not sterling. But he said, you know, some sterling has magnetism to it. And I'm like, no, it doesn't, unless it has metal underneath. It could be sterling plated, possibly. So I added this rope chain to it. I did get it for a good deal after our long talk. And then this one was pretty cool. Has another puffy heart that's kind of etched on it with these little rose beads. And a lobster claw clasp. It is newer, but chunky is good. Speaking of chunky, look at these acrylic beads. Aren't they fun? Love this piece. It's kind of a long necklace. I have it doubled up here, but it's long. This one is a Monet. Nice chain. I love Monet's chains with a fold-over clasp. There's another coral one that's newer. It's got a toggle clasp on it. It's layered. Again, you can see kind of variation in color. And the ends look like they're cut off of something. They're not smooth. So It is real coral. Then we have a glass beaded one in kind of an orange color swirl, brown and turquoise. Good color combination. This one is nice. It is long. Look at this bead. It's kind of a bicone bead. Nice piece. Here's another interesting chunky gold chain with a, I think it's a toggle clasp. This one is awesome. I believe it's Monet or Trifari. It's Monet. When I picked that up, I immediately said Monet. Look at the chain. Just love the chain. There's always interesting chains when they have a really cool pendant. It does have a little bit of wear on the gold, but it's still a great piece, and I believe it will sell. And we have this nice, beautiful brown rhinestone, and I don't believe it's missing any rhinestones. And the rhinestones go all the way up the chain, and it has a hook clasp. That kind of gives you a clue that it's older with this type of hook clasp on it. There's another older piece. They did a lot of linked pieces back then with this type of link. Ignore my dry hands. You can see that little fold over link in the middle of the two bow pieces. It has these pretty blue rhinestones and some faux pearls. And it has a chain that goes all the way up to a hook clasp. We have a brown glass beaded. It's graduated. And then we have another silver choker with a nice little pendant section in the middle. Blue baguettes. You don't see blue baguettes too often, mostly clear. And the clasp is the little hook clasp. It's real thin, like a real thin wire. It is not marked. A lot of times you'll see these in coral. All right, let's pull out two more trays. All right, here's two more trays. This top piece is an Artisan piece. Look at that chunky chain with the lobster claw. It's from 2011, and it's on like a fabric back, but she must have stitched these beads on. It's got green malachite in the middle and some glass black beaded with some clear rhinestones. It is signed right here with a hang tag. This little round tag says Rajana Khan 2011. That is, it's kind of an ethnic looking necklace. And then we have pretty glass beads. Look at them. Love that shape. It's kind of an elongated teardrop. And this one is got a toggle clasp. It is layered. Lovely. You can just hear, I love the sound of glass necklaces. This one, at first I thought was glass. Once I got it home, I realized it's acrylic. But if it's layered with other pieces, it'll be really nice. This is a really pretty rhinestone necklace. I'm going to lay this down. It has a long chain on it and a fold-over clasp. And it is vintage. The lady said it was from her mom, from her collection. So it is older. You can tell by the back of the clasp there with them three little bumps made to look like marcasites, I bet, on this cup chain. But you never see a long one with a wide drop. That's just, maybe you've seen them with wide drops, but not this long. This is probably 20 inches or so. What a nice piece. And we have some glass beads. Brown swirl orange. pretty. With a lobster claw clasp, it's newer. And a lapis lazuli chip beaded necklace with, oh, it does have a pendant on it, blue glass, with some gold inside. And some of these I got were from, I guess somebody beaded a bunch of these together when they put magnet clasps on the end. And the beads are absolutely gorgeous, but they did a terrible job of ending them. They just tied big gaudy knots. And this is a magnet closure. But look at these beads. They're so pretty. Millefiori, striped, all in the same one. And they came in so many different colors. Now this magnet is sticking to everything. Out there. Here's a red one with Millefiori. These are newer beads, but they are so pretty. So I guess with the magnet behind your neck, nobody's going to see them little messy tags ends. So here's a thermosite necklace, a linked. And here is the chain on the end with a hook clasp. And it is marked. It's marked Lisner. If I could focus. Yes, Lisner. Again, it is a pretty like leaf looking orange and brown, almost a coral color. That's a nice one too. And we have this silver pendant drop on a long silver chain with a fold over clasp. And it's sticking to the magnet. And this one is so pretty. Purple beads on this antiqued gold tone. Just a lot of delicate work, detail work on that. With a fold over clasp again. And this one is a coral. Let's look at the back. It's more coral back there as well. That is a great piece. Up here we have some more of these glass beaded ones. These have pretty flowers in them. And again, the tags just stick out along the magnet on the back, but it'll be all right, I think. And this one comes with the matching stretch bracelet, which is pretty loose. This one as well matches the necklace. There's some more Millefiori beads. And then we have this glass beaded one, which is really pretty as well. Square, marbled, newer beads with the magnet closure. And another Millefiori, kind of a transparent one with lots of color in between. Magnet closure. And look at this one. I love this one. It's kind of like a flower burst on this pretty green color with a magnet closure. And we have a little fetish bird on multicolored glass tube bead. See the clasp? It's a barrel clasp. And this starburst looking knight on a horse. I don't know if this is supposed to represent something, but it's kind of a cool pendant. And it came by itself, so I stuck it on a chain. And then we have one more glass brown mother of pearl dyed multi-layered necklace with a toggle clasp. They actually used mother of pearl to make the toggle. That's a pretty one too. All right, let's grab the last two trays. Okay, so over here we have some more necklaces. This is a vintage one. It is heavy. Look at the clasp on this. That is gorgeous. And these beads are in good shape. If they were Baroque pearls, I would call it Miriam Haskell, but I don't believe it is. But it's still older. It's got the gold caps on it. And that helps to keep the beads from banging on the next bead. And it is not marked, but man, it makes me wonder if it's a unmarked branded piece, which does remind me of Miriam Haskell. These are glass pearl beads. Then we have it's like a blush color, like pink, a very, very light pink Japan necklace with some glass bead accents and layered, 4 layers. And it has a hook clasp on the end. This one, I believe, is citrine. It is ice cold. It is definitely stone, and it has a single strand on the top and multi-layers halfway down. Let me see if I can hold it up. Pretty cool piece. Love the glass, or the stone beads on it. This one is a faux turquoise. It's like a conglomerate of stones pressed together because it is cold. It could be howlite, but it's probably pressed stone. Chinese made these. Then we have I'll show you the clasp, little end piece on here. And it has a hook clasp, and that is not marked. Let's look at the pendant on this. Check this out. Isn't that cool? It's like almost like Egyptian revival. I believe it's Trifari. It's marked Lisner. It is marked Lisner. It's kind of a different piece for Lisner, I think. I've never seen that one before. Excited about that one. And then this one is a Trifari. Multi-layered. It has these little gold clips that kind of hold the pearls together, which is really nice accent. And it's kind of curled up, so it would fit nicely around her neck. And here we have a Monet, I believe. Check out this pendant. Sorry, my blue shirt is reflecting in it. It's solid silver. You see it's marked Monet on this long chain, and the chain has a couple square bead, station beads they call them. Cool piece. That's another one I have never had before. And then we have this jasper necklace with these like 2 beads and a nice teardrop pendant and some braided wire on here. And you can kind of tell this is handmade. It's newer. It's got a lobster claw clasp on it. And the great thing about it is there's a bracelet stuck to it. It's the matching bracelet. And actually 2 sets of earrings that match. They're teardrop pierced dangles. So excited about that. All these necklaces I should probably be able to sell for $25 to $35. Some of them maybe a little bit more. Like the Lisner gold piece, I might try more on it. Some of the Monets and Trifaris and Lisners that are unique, I might try a little bit more. And this one up here, if it was just a regular Japan necklace, I would probably try 20 on it. But this one is a little more exceptional. I might put 30, 35 on it. All right, let's pass this one up for a minute and go over here. Here's some more necklaces. The Premier Designs that has the interchangeable, looks like cat's eye. stone in it, which is really nice. This one's unmarked. It reminds me of Avon, or even Safari for that matter. But the hook is down here by the pendant. That's how it hooks together. Has these little accent, maybe jade, maybe serpentine beads, and matching earrings. It says in the middle, genuine stone, or genuine semi-precious stone. And then this is a really cool piece. At first I thought this has to be Monet, but it is not. It's an unmarked piece, and it has these matching pierced earrings with it. Pretty cool set too. Then I found this Avon cameo pendant in the box with the card with it yet, which was really nice. This one is marked PEP, P-E-P. I cannot remember what that stands for, but you can just tell the quality of it. It's really well made. It's got the long pin that attaches on each end. There's no bar, nothing at the base of the pin holding it on. Just the end pieces. Here's another glass beaded. This is a bracelet with a toggle clasp. Fused glass. These are some really nice earrings. They're clip. They're unmarked, but boy, they should be marked because they are a good quality. I couldn't pass up earrings, even though I have tons and tons of earrings at the moment. This is another really pretty piece. It's got some blue rhinestones in the center of this silver chain. It's a unique chain. And it has kind of a box clasp on the end with a safety latch. Just a really cool bracelet. Just unique. We have a glass beaded bezel set. They're actually strung on here, but the glass beads look like they have an edging in silver tone. It has the hand charm on it. I don't know if that's representative of a certain company or if it's just a regular charm, the palm charm. Here's a cool, I think this is coated in gold. It's not solid brass, as you can see here, but it's still a cool wide bangle or cuff bracelet with some interesting design on it, even kind of an orange splash of paint color. And I found some pretty, these are vintage blue rhinestone dangle earrings. Wouldn't them be great for New Year's? I should get them up right away. And then this one is a Mexican alpaca, probably. Yeah, it just says made in Mexico. Abalone inserts into a clover design. Cool cuff bracelet. Here's another etched. I have to check to see if this is faux jade. I'm sure it is, but it's on an expandable bracelet. Really cool piece. And then we have some brooches. This one goes this way. Has a confetti foil bead in the center. That's what sold me on this one. I paid up for that one. And this is really interesting. It's kind of a swag with some black rhinestones and some smoky gray ones. Here we have an old, very old rhinestone, almost like cornucopia looking flower. It's not signed, but it looks like I'm not exactly sure on the metal, but it's definitely an old one. Probably from the 1930s, 1940s. It's got a safety clasp on it, so that makes it a little bit newer. It's not a C clasp, and the hinge is newer. So it's not like early 1900s. It's probably 1930s, 1940s. This one is really pretty. It's got a clover design, shiny back, safety clasp on it. I probably date this to the, I almost want to say 1970s maybe. The rhinestones look earlier than that to me because of the baguettes. They didn't use baguettes too much later on. And the way they're set makes me think earlier, like 1930s, 1940s. But the shiny back on it makes me think 70s. This one has got a pretty lady on it, in the center of an oval antiqued gold. It is signed Jerry's. Here is a Sarah Coventry with the cutouts. It's a nice piece. It is signed. It has a pendant on it, probably from the 70s. This one I probably will sell. I'll probably list it at 18. Here's some cute little hearts. I picked this up because it was really cheap, and it was, we're getting closer to Valentine's Day. It's about Christmas time now, so I will get this up real soon, and hopefully it'll sell for Valentine's Day. Maybe in the $12 to $15 range. This one, the lady just absolutely hated this ring. I thought it was pretty cool. It's a Brutalist. Definitely Brutalist. Looks real rough. But I threw it in some silver cleaner and it just brought some sparkle back to it and made it look better. It is marked, I believe it's marked sterling. I'm not 100% positive if it is or not. I haven't checked it with a magnet yet. But fairly inexpensive piece. Check out this one. Isn't that cool? It's got matching earrings. It's Torani. You can see the back is kind of a gunmetal color. And the matching earrings are clip. Pretty neat piece. Here's another kind of like a Victorian looking style, even though it's newer. Has a pretty green stone in it. And pretty green accent rhinestones and some pearl accents. And this one is unmarked. This is a really pretty piece. Look at the margarita stone Rivoli, because it's got the point in the center. This has the little accent piece on the top, and Nevette's prong set all the way around in green and yellow and brown. Some orange accent rhinestones. Open backs, well made. Unsigned, I'm going to have to check this one out a little bit further to see if it possibly is an unsigned piece, because it's so well made. If you have any idea, please let me know. And we have this pretty white enamel, multicolored rhinestone Lisner necklace, or brooch. AB rhinestones, so it was made after 1955. Let's look at the back. See the shiny back? Probably 70s, maybe 60s. Oh, and then look at this. Gosh, that is so pretty. Almost want to say Gibray. It could be potpourri glass. Potpourri. It's huge. Look how big it is in my hand. And it has a pendant holder, so you could wear it as a brooch or a pendant. And it is not signed, which it should be, because that is absolutely gorgeous piece of glass. That is just the way the glass is. It's not cracked, it's not broke. Then the last piece we have is this Trifari Santa, which was Christmas stuff was all half off, so I think I paid $3 for it. Great piece, maybe sell it for $15. Alright, that's all that I have, and I feel like I got a pretty good deal. I got 78 pieces at the flea market, and I paid about $241, so my average cost of goods is $3.08. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me what your favorite piece was, and we will see you on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.